Out west, more than 2,000 fire personnel are in California battling the Pickett Fire. It's burned nearly 7,000 acres since it sparked on Thursday in Napa County. No new growth has been reported since Sunday, but it's just 15% contained and there are evacuations in place. The cause of this blaze remains under investigation. CBS News national correspondent Carter Evans continues his reporting from Napa County in California. Carter, yesterday you were at one of the base crew areas and now you are deeply in the mix. What is the risk to people and property there today?
Well, things are actually looking pretty good. The weather's much more favorable than it's been the last few days. It's dead calm right now, no wind. That's really good news. It's also quite cool in the evening, so that kind of tamps the fire down just a little bit, helps them keep it under control. Another thing that has made a difference here is that this fire is pretty much in the footprint of another fire that occurred here 5 years ago. That burned a lot of the brush out of the way. Now, a lot of that brush has grown back, but the big stuff is gone. So that slowed the progression, and that allowed firefighters to get a better handle on it. Also, last time we had a fire here, it was just one of many burning across California. So firefighters were spread really thin. And as you said, now we've got 2,000 fire personnel on the ground, and they are racing to get a line cut around this fire. As you said, 15% containment, but we do expect that number to continue rising.
And you've also mentioned, Carter, viewers will associate Napa Valley with some of the wines that they purchase, that the wineries weren't necessarily at too much of a risk yesterday. What is the status of that today? And what are you hearing from crews on the ground as well as folks living there?
Well, so far, they've been able to keep this fire away from homes and from vineyards. So no serious damage to vineyards, but that doesn't mean there isn't damage to the crops. You see, the smoke, we're told by vintners, can affect the grapes.
We lost two vintages, 2018 and 2020, to smoke. Once we made it into wine, it was a bit of a disaster. We ended up having to dump it down the drain. And it tasted like licking an ashtray. If we do end up losing this crop, it'll be 3 out of the last 8 years. And, we'll have some serious soul searching to do, I think.
Something interesting we found out yesterday, too. They can't test the grapes for smoke damage. They actually have to crush it and let it ferment a little bit because of the chemical reactions there. That's when it releases the smoke taste into the grapes. So that first batch he was talking about there a few years ago, they tested the grapes and they didn't realize it was bad until they tasted it, and he said they had to pour it all out. There is a local health emergency right now in Napa County, and it's because of the fire. Officials say debris could contaminate the water supply here, and that's creating a public health hazard as well.
It's important to realize the long-standing effects from blazes like this beyond the immediate danger. Carter Evans, great insight there. Thank you very much.
Smoke is good for scotch.
Apparently,
not for wine.
But not for wine. Carter, thank you.